I've never seen anyone lose body fat and keep it off long term without changing their mindset and their beliefs along the way. And we're going to dive deep into 3 specific ones. Things that I personally think make or break your weight loss journey. See, I've been coaching people to help them lose weight over the last 6 years. And these are always the first things that I like to get across and I like to help them improve on from the get-go. First one is all about motivation. I sometimes die inside a little bit when I'm speaking to someone online, social media, emails, and they say, I'll get started when I feel a bit more motivated. The reason I hate that so much is because it just doesn't sit well with me when people put their whole weight loss journey on whether they feel motivated or not. Their overall health, the way they feel, the confidence within themselves, the way they show up for other people, that shouldn't be reliant on whether you feel motivated or not. And everyone sort of sits around and waits for motivation to come, like it's just going to be this random thing that pops up one day and makes you completely change your life around. You're going to go through peaks and troughs of motivation, of course, but every single person is going to have more low days of motivation than what they are high. And the low days of motivation are the ones that count. Showing up, doing things when you need to do it, taking action on these days, not just these days. I think this is where people get confused with the all or nothing approach. When they're motivated, it's all. When they're not, it's nothing. Which also ties into the all or nothing approach. And I have a few different points when it comes to this. Firstly, the fact that everyone tells me that they have an all or nothing approach is usually the nothing. You never see the all. If I told you that I love going running, but I'm just such an all or nothing guy, so when I'm in the zone, I'm in the zone, and when I'm not, I'm not, and I haven't ran for the last 4 weeks, where is the all? It's all nothing. So you're not an all or nothing person because you're never showing the all part. You're never so consistent enough that you can warrant that part. So motivation isn't something that you should rely on if you want to lose weight and get stronger. If you want to start eating better and you want to start going to the gym. And this is how you should see it instead. You need a strong, deep reason why. Why you want to lose weight, why you want to start being better for the people around you, and why you want to show up differently. Whatever that reason might be. It might be the fact that you've got young kids and you want to set a good example for them. You don't want to be drinking 3 times a night. You don't want to be ordering takeaways all the time. You want them to see you doing better for yourself by going to the gym and by eating well. You don't want to tell them that you can't go in the pool on holiday because you're too scared of how you look. You want to be able to run around with them at the park. That is a deep reason why that sort of wipes out motivation. It's the reason that you would show up and do things that you don't think are capable for you to do, even when you don't want to do them. Someone else, it might be the fact that they have stopped getting changed in front of their partner. Have to go into the bathroom to get changed now because they don't want their partner to see them naked. That is a deep underlying factor that makes people want to change. And it's going to make you show up even when you're not motivated enough. Because let's be honest, you're going to be demotivated 80% of the time and you're going to be motivated 20% of the time. But for the goals that you want to achieve and what you want to get out of your weight loss journey, the 20% isn't enough. You actually need the 80%, which requires you doing things when it's the last thing on your mind and you really don't want to do it. When I look at the clients that I've helped over the last 5 years, the ones that have gone on to lose 50 pounds plus and keep it off, they are the ones that do things even when they don't want to do it. They go to the gym when it's the last thing on their mind. They meal prep on a Sunday night when all they'd rather do is order a takeaway. They chuck a coat on to go and get steps in when it's dark, wet and cold. It's because from the get-go, they've had a reason why. Second most important one is victim mentality. Something that we all fall into. I catch myself doing it. I catch people doing it. You probably recognize yourself doing it too. We think we're the victim of everything that happens around us, and then we use that as reasons not to do certain things. Let's look at a few examples. You might go and meet your friends on a Saturday evening. You've planned to have 1 alcoholic drink to track it in your calories and make it part of the schedule for the day, which obviously is completely fine. But when you're at that event, they start ordering food and they start ordering bottles of wine. Someone that's caught up in victim mentality would say that they didn't have control because everyone else was ordering food and everyone else was ordering wine. I just had to have it. It was there in front of me. And the next day it would be, I woke up with a headache, I was low on energy and I was sick, so I couldn't go to the gym and I couldn't go out and get my walk done. And we become the victim of other people's choices and other people's actions and get dragged into everything. Every distraction and every little thing that goes on. And that's where solutions are important. Yes, other people might be ordering food that you would love to have. Yes, other people might be drinking bottles of wine, but you control what you do. You are not the victim of eating or drinking more. It's an active choice that you get to decide. When you really understand that and you really think about it, you know that nothing can get in the way of your journey. No one can tell you otherwise. No distractions. You can stay persistent and you can stay stubborn to your goals. Whereas if you fall victim to the things that are happening around you and you keep blaming other things, you're always going to be kept in that loop. The reason you overate wasn't your fault, right? It was someone else's. The reason you end up drinking a bottle of wine, it wasn't your fault, it was someone else's. But remember, you're not the victim of that. It's an active choice that you decided to make at that moment. And it sounds really uncomfortable to speak about, and it is the harsh truth. And when you understand that, everything changes. And the last mindset thing, I think is the most important thing when it comes to dieting and losing weight. And some of these words make me cringe inside. When you tell yourself you fell off track, you fell off the wagon, or you hit the fuck it button, you have to realize that there is no track, there is no wagon, and there is no button. So many people get caught into this, thinking that they need to be on track or off track, on plan or off plan, or stay on the wagon or off the wagon. It just doesn't really make sense. And then the thing that holds people back is when they think that they fell off track, that everything goes to pot. They think that they've done something that's off plan and then everything goes down the drain. When you see your weight loss journey and your whole health journey as a lifestyle change rather than a plan, a track, or a wagon that you're on, literally everything will change for you. Because I see it all of the time. You might think that you're on track for a week, right? Everything's amazing. Hit your calories and your protein, hit your fiber goal, your water, your steps, your training, everything goes perfectly. Then one thing doesn't go to plan or to the track or to the wagon or whatever, and you then think, well, I've ruined it. What's the point? I'm not perfect anymore. And it creates the divide that everything either needs to be 100% or 0%. And there's no in between. I think diets like Slimming World and Weight Watchers have sort of made this the reality that it shouldn't have been. You know you've been through Slimming World before, or someone you know has. The one word they use all the time is on plan. Like I said, that word makes me cringe because there's no plan that you're on. And then it refers to I'm on track or I'm off track or I just fell off the wagon. Again, coming back to what I said before, it almost gives you a little bit of an easy way out. If you tell yourself that you fell off the wagon, so, oh, you know, I've ruined it now, what's the point? You get to enjoy a weekend of just going all out and not focusing on your goals. And you logistically back it up and justify it by saying, oh, well, I fell off the wagon. I'll just start again Monday. By the way, if this feels a little bit uncomfortable to listen to because you recognize yourself doing the things, you're in the exact right place. You need to listen to this because you can either stay in that loop or you can start putting the things in place to get out of that loop and move forwards. And by the way, if you want a free fat loss plan that's going to help you lose your next 5 pounds that isn't anything like Slimming World or Weight Watchers, you click the link in this description, it will take you straight through to it. As a bit of a recap, I think those are the 3 most important mindset shifts that you need to make if you're going on a weight loss journey, or any journey to be honest. It relates to anything. Understanding that motivation won't always be there and it's not something that you can rely on. You actually need to look at it as action, then motivation, not the other way around. The 2, victim mentality. If that's something that you can get out of, like I said, everything will change for you. Owning your decisions and owning your actions and knowing that you have full control over every single thing that you do. Number 3, not seeing your weight loss journey as a plan, a track, or a wagon that you're on, because it will do you more harm than good. It's just a lifestyle. I think weight loss is 10% your actions that you put in place on a day-to-day basis, and 90% your mindset, your thoughts and your feelings around those actions. The 10% doesn't mean anything if you can't control the 90%. So if you were to start thinking about those 3 things a little bit more and implementing them where you can into your lifestyle, looking at things through a slightly different lens when it comes to motivation, victim mentality, and being on or off plan, and then you were to go into the link in this description, click that and work through my 5 pounds of free fat loss, you could be going into the summer in a completely different position. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you do want to see more videos like this to help you along your weight loss journey, make sure you subscribe. And thank you very much for watching.